Hello class 5, welcome to history class. Today we will do the revolt of 1857 chapter 7. So today's topic is the causes of the revolt of 1857, and today we will do the economic causes of the revolt of 1857. So we'll see that we have already seen that the revolt of 1857 broke out on 10th May 1857, and there were several causes for the outbreak of the Sepoy Mutiny. Now we will see, we have already seen the social causes, now we'll see the economic causes. What were the economic causes for the outbreak of the revolt of 1857? There we will see that in economic causes, the main factor was that the British were buying the raw material at a low price. So the British were buying raw material from India at a very low price. Also we see that when they are buying this raw material from India at a low price, already the Indians were suffering a loss. Moreover, these raw materials were sent to Britain in their own industry. So the raw materials were sent to Britain. Raw materials were sent to Britain in their industries. From there we see the finished product was made, and then again this finished product was sent back for selling in India. And in India what we see that this finished product was sold at a very high price. So on one hand, when the raw material was bought from India at a very low price, the finished goods were sold in India at a high price. So that was another factor, that is finished goods sold at high price. Now, as this was the condition, we see that all the raw materials were bought by the British at a very cheap rate, at a very low price, and the finished goods were sold at a very high price. So the Indian economy was suffering a huge decline. And in this situation, what we see is that the Indian market was flooded with British product. So Indian market was filled with or flooded with British goods. This was another result for the decline of the Indian economy, and thus we see that the Indian economy was fully ruined and Indian industries suffered a huge decline. So we will have to mention this, that Indian industries suffered a decline. So in this situation, what we see is that the Indian industry suffered a huge decline, and in this situation we see that not only this was the condition, not only the British are ruining the Indian economy, but the people, Indian people, were also suffering due to this ruining of the Indian economy. Here what we see that many people were losing their job, and also the Indian handmade products could not compete with the machine-made products of Britain. So this all this factor led to the impoverished condition of the Indian people. Moreover, we see that high taxes were imposed on the land. Land was there on Indian land, the British were imposing high tax. As the taxes were so high, the peasants or the farmers could not pay the tax, and when they could not pay the tax, they were tortured. So this also led to the impoverished condition of the farmers. Another hand, we see the zamindars, who were the owner of the land, they also suffered under the British land revenue system, because the land revenue was fixed in such a manner that if the zamindar failed to pay the land, then the British used to capture the land from the zamindars. So the zamindars also became landless due to this policy of the British. So all this policy led to the ruination or ruining or destroying of the Indian economy, and it led to deindustrialization in India. Also we have seen that they are looting the wealth from India. From the time of Battle of Plassey, we have already read that the British were looting the wealth of India. And moreover, these things were added, that is high taxations were added, cheap price was paid to the Indian, whereas the products were sold in Indian market at a high price. All these factors together led to the destroying of the Indian economy. And as the Indian economy was destroying, thus we see all the people, the farmers, the zamindars, this class of people also took part in the revolt of 1857. So these are the economic causes for the revolt of 1857. Thank you.